All right, guys, thank you for watching this video. In this video, I'm going to give you guys a quick little overview of kind of my story in entrepreneurship and, what's led me here to starting this program and really creating this masterpiece for you guys, right? I call it a masterpiece because I don't plan on leaving this space anytime soon. And I plan on just diving deeper and giving you guys as much value as I can, right? Now, my name's Duno Clenor, right? You may know me already, you may not know me, you may never heard of me, right? Maybe you're watching this 2 years after the program's been created, right? Now, I'm from little Haiti, right? Haiti, small little country. I came to the US at the age of 7, and I'm not gonna say I had a hard life in Haiti because my dad and my mom, they did all they can to make it pretty comfortable, right? Haiti's a third world country. You probably never heard of it, but we actually had maids. Now, it's not because we were rich, right? We had maids because it was kind of like people who they kind of owed my parents something. Like, my parents took care of them when they were young, so they just lived with us, and they were maids, right? And they helped take care of the house, right? Now, I moved here at the age of 7 and that was like 6 months before the earthquake in Haiti, right? And that earthquake devastated the entire island, right? Now, maybe I probably wouldn't have been here, if my dad didn't work hard to bring us here, right? To bring me, my brother, and my sister, and my mom, right? If he didn't work hard to bring us here, I probably wouldn't be here to create this video, to create this program for you guys, right? And because of his perseverance and hard work, we came here. And for me, I always wanted to be a doctor, right? Because I think right around middle school, I was always a top student. I never had to study for his tests, right? Because to me, everything just seemed so easy. I didn't have to try that hard. My dad was the same way. One of his brothers was the same way, right? It was like photographic memory. We remembered everything. We could see everything. It was easy for us, right? School was pretty easy. Now, around middle school, they had us research what we wanted to be when we grow up, right? I've always been researching, but it was in middle school when I started taking it more seriously, right? Around the age of 11 and 12. And I'll say, I looked up doctor, right? Because everyone told me doctors get paid a lot, right? And from there, it was 12. I was 12, and I noticed the highest paid doctor was a surgeon. Then at an awards event, which I was getting an award for, keep having perfect scores and grade or something like that. And one of my friends, he said he wanted to be a brain surgeon or a rural surgeon or something like that. And I was like, what's that? He's like, oh, it's a brain doctor. And I was like, brain doctor. Okay. So to me, right there, I had my eyes set on becoming a doctor, right? From there, I was like, okay, I'm going to dedicate all my time. Then I saw it took years to become a doctor. I think it was like 16 years or something. Maybe I was looking at something else, but it took 16 years to become a brain surgeon or something. And I was like, how am I going to, graduate and then spend another 16 years trying to become a brain surgeon just to eventually make some money? Now, right around the age of 13, I got my hands on a PS3. I won't say how. I got my hands on a PS3. I got the game GTA 5 online, and oh my goodness, playing this game literally made me discover entrepreneurship. You could do anything you want in the game as long as you had the money to afford the things you wanted to do, right? And there was lots of ways to make money. There was lots of ways to become rich in the game, to have the cars, the clothing, the apartment buildings, the houses, whatever you wanted in the game. And then business was the foundation of everything. If you owned a business, that business was going to be making money for you. And I was like, whoa, I'm grinding hard in this game so I can enjoy everything in the game, right? And then I thought to myself, can I actually do something like this in real life? And then I went on YouTube, and the rest is history, right? I discovered entrepreneurship, drop shipping, all these different things. And I got my hands into all of them. I started selling candy in school to make some extra money. And I best believe I was searching videos how to get rich off selling candy in school. And then that led me into drop shipping. I started drop shipping Shopify. Around 17, I started working with my dad, roofing, and I was getting paid around, like, I wasn't working with him, but I was working at the company he was working for. And that contract at the time, we were getting paid $64 an hour, right? Each, right? It's not like, oh, they gave, no, it's for the work you were doing. We were getting paid $64 an hour. And that was a weekly paycheck of $1,200 every single week, right? Sometimes it would be 1,400 because it would be 8 to 12 hour days. Now, you could say, wow, just relax. That's good money. But I couldn't stand the heat every day. I couldn't stand waking up at 5 a.m. and going home at 5 p.m. when I wanted to work on something else. You know, I couldn't even play the video games I wanted to. I couldn't do anything because I was so stuck in this job. And then I discovered Amazon dropshipping. This is when I paid for my first, not course. I bought courses before this, but this is when I actually paid for a mentor. The dude lived up in North Jersey. I won't state his name. I could, but if you ask me, I'll let you know who it is. I bought his program. He lived in New Jersey. I went up to New Jersey. I just got my license, right? 2 days after I get my license, I drive up to meet this guy. Now, stupid, right? Because it's a total stranger. I don't even know him. But when I got to his house, I saw the house and I was like, oh my goodness, this is reality. I'm actually driving into this house, right? With my little car, right? Someone like me driving to this massive house. And then we start talking a little bit. Obviously, I pay him. It was a 3K thing. It was 5K, but I ended up paying him 3K before I ran out of money. And I started the whole thing. And dude was like 21, making 100K a month with Amazon dropshipping. So I was like, teach me. I paid him. And then, you know, I was paying him like 1K a month or something like that. And I started making a little bit of money from Amazon dropshipping the same way he was. But because my parents didn't want to give me access to a credit card and I couldn't get one at the age of 17, I started running out of money to put into Amazon dropshipping, right? So I ended up selling my store for like $500. And then around, I'll say the next year, I think this is right around when COVID hit. I started an Instagram agency, right? And it wasn't an agency. It was just like I was creating Instagram posts. I was growing Instagram accounts. I was selling Instagram accounts, buying Instagram accounts, creating content, selling content. I got to the stage where I had a website. So it was kind of like an agency. And it was growing, right? I had a little store. I had a little everything, right? It was growing and it was growing and it was growing. Then I found another mentor and the dude charged me like 2K. This was like my tax return. The entire amount I got for tax returns. My dad told me this money is for college. Don't you dare spend it on anything else. Guess what? I was like, this is a much better return. I put that entire, I think it was 1,800 tax return. Because at this point I was dead broke. No money coming in. Right. So I put this entire 1,800 tax return into this mentor. Now, I'm not going to say it was a scam. It ended up being really, really whack because he taught me literally everything I already knew. And to me, it was a waste of money. But, you know, again, I made the decision to make that purchase. Shortly after, I went back to roofing with my dad. And, you know, this time the paychecks weren't the same. It was less because that was, you know, it's like per contract. So I don't remember what it was. It was like 30 or 40 something, or maybe a little bit less than that per hour, but it was still decent money. What I ended up doing is I got into like Forex and all that, right? This is when it started. There was like a whole trend and I got into it. Stupid, I know, right? And this is where I'm like, damn, I was this dumb. Like, dude, I started spending like someone else was investing for me, right? Investing for me. And with this investor, they were asking me, okay, send me $500 through crypto. I said, okay, cool. If they're gonna turn it into 5,000 for me, right? I know, stupid. I'm 18. Not to say that's an excuse, but that's what I was doing. I was spending this money into these different things, and that was the kind of return that I was expecting to get because someone else is investing for me. I just had to make the money and send them the money, and I ended up spending like $3,000 or $4,000 or $5,000 on that. Right now, it's crazy, right? But at this point, I'm ready to give up on everything, and I'm like, damn, I'm not doing this again. Now, it wasn't just one investor. I thought one was scamming me. So I was like, you know what? Let me just try a different investor. Because it was different people reaching out to me saying they could invest crypto or Forex, whatever for me, right? So I tried all of them. None of them I made no money from any of them, right? I was just getting scammed and, you know, sending them my money. And I'll say scam, but I guess it wasn't a scam. I made the decision to send them the money, right? So from there, around September of that year when I'm still 18, I got back into Instagram and creating content and all that stuff. Started making a little bit more money around the next year, around January 2020, 2021. January 2021. I started posting content on TikTok. This is when I first reveal, like, I was so scared to reveal my face, but now I was like, you know what? Let me just reveal my face and start creating valuable content for people. I ended up blowing up in like 3 months. I hit 70K. Obviously, it fluctuated up and down after that because I stopped posting, because that's when I really started around. I joined up another program, right? I know, crazy, stupid. I joined another program. This one was like $4,500. I joined the program and I started my TikTok agency. And what I was first, it was going to be a program that ended up being done for you, right? And I signed my first client 3 months later, which was like which was $2,500 client. But it was dumb, right? The way I structured it, it was like $500 every 2 weeks, right? So that money came in. It was what I was using to pay the person that was doing the done for you work for me. And man, it was just like, I didn't get to touch any of that money, right? And even like before this as well, I did a few different projects, but even then, like, I was like, is this really it? I make money and then they spend it. I spend it on, freaking getting the work done. Then I went to an event. The coach of that program held an event that same year. I went to the event and she offered me the opportunity to work for her, work under her, learn from her, right? Quote unquote. And this opportunity was basically to become an appointment setter, which is kind of what I'm teaching you guys, right? And then from there, I got so good in the amount of like 2-3 months. I ended up being more of a growth specialist, right? Which is what this program is based on. And from there, I just wanted more. I wanted more money. I wanted her to grow more, because her growing more meant I was getting more money, right? So my ego got in the way and I started getting angry at the fact that, one, I wasn't making as much as I wanted to, because, I was like, man, I'm being held back, right? That's my ego talking. Around February, I joined another program, which was like 7,800. And then this program really taught me all about integration, right? Business integration, business systems, business processes, everything like that. And then the same year, like a month or two later, I joined another program to help me start a business again, right? I know, another how to start your own business program, but this one was more on creating a coaching and consulting offer. And from there, I went through like 4 different types of businesses that I started: a consulting business, a content creation business, then a dating program, then like a life improvement program. And then I ended up here, Prime Setters, because I realized, you know what, instead of me trying to expand into some other spaces, I could go into more detail on each one of these. Like, you can always ask me one-on-one, but like, to keep this short, Prime Setters was founded because I was like, you know what, I've accumulated so many different skills. Let me leverage these skills, make my money now, because I know how to make money as a growth specialist, as an appointment setter. And I've been making my money that way throughout my entire, I'll say, last 2 years. So, and this is where the pivot comes into play. With that dating program, so many people were asking me, how can I make money from this? How can I make money from this? Right? This was like the clients I closed, the people on sales calls, people in my comment section. How can I make money? How can I make money? So I was like, you know what? This is what's in demand from everyone. That's what they're asking me, all my followers, all my audience. Let me give them the opportunity and place them as well, right? I didn't want to just create a course. I wanted to create an actual program where they had the opportunity to get signed, or they also understood how to sign, how to find clients themselves, right? Basically what I felt every other program was lacking. I was like, let me add what I know, and let me add what these programs are missing into one. And there you go. That's Prime Setters, right? So the name will probably change in the future, but right now, that's the story. That's my story. And, maybe it's not what you guys expected, right? It's literally someone who never wanted to give up, who didn't want to give up, because I want everything. And much like you, I've been through tons of courses, tons of programs. And at the end of the day, the biggest realization is skills. Skills are necessary. And the more skills you stack, the more money you will make. At the end of the day, no matter what, you will never make the amount of money you want to make until you have the skills required to be that person earning that type of money. You can't get there off of luck. You can't get there off of lottery tickets. Maybe you can. But stack skills. The more skills you can stack, and the longer you delay your instant gratification, you know, the more money you're going to make, right? Working hard for the next 2, 3, 5, 10 years will consistently, and you're stacking skills, it will take you so much further than the person who just wants instant success, because they're always going to be drawn to a new opportunity, kind of like I was. But I'm 20 right now, turned 21 in like a month from making this video. And in reality, it's like I've stacked so many skills over the last 7 years that there's no reason for this program not to change your life, you know? So that's it for this video, guys. Thank you for watching. I'll probably upload this to YouTube. So hit that like, hit that subscribe, follow the journey.